All right, so it's painfully obvious, and it's going to get even more obvious as we go on in this series, what she's a part of or what team she's on. Right now, her fans and people in general called her out or pointed out the fact that she seemed to have been a part of what they refer to as the Illuminati ignorantly. Right, a lot of people that don't really read or delve into these topics, they call it all the Illuminati, this, and that, because they don't really, they're unread, they don't really know much, right? But the craft, right, the Babylonian Kemetic mystery system, the cult, is what she's really a part of. Now, in this image right here, we see that she's highlighting the left eye again, right? She's highlighting the left eye once again, and typically this is, just so you know that this is not something where she's just fucking around. It's almost only the left eye that she highlights. No one ever asks these celebrities why they do the things that they do. You know why? Because those who are around them, that interview them and things of that nature, they're also in on it. So they're not going to ask questions where they're poking around at what these people are really about, because they already know, and it's everyone's job. It's a collaborative effort to keep the Babylonian Kemetic mystery system behind closed doors on an overt level, but in your face covertly. If that makes sense to you. But let's continue. All right, so here she is again, highlighting that left eye. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe one of the left or the right is for Hathor, or the other is for Osiris. It really don't fucking matter at this point. Because they're all a part of the, basically the same shit. It really does not matter. But it should be obvious to anyone with eyes to see what's really going on here. But let's continue. Now here she is with the leopard print, the red, black, and white for the black mass, or the black and white for duality, the leopard print for the beta program's MK sex kitten, as they call it in the MK Ultra world. Now you're going to see her with the very similar thing where she seems to be infatuated with the concept of black and white for duality and the leopard print, right? Just like in the video I did on Love Cat, right? Her and Love Cat, they have that, and you'll see that with a lot of celebrities where they have, especially the females, but just in general. But when it's the females, you usually see it in combination with the leopard print. When it's the males, it's usually they just do the checkerboard scheme with the red, right? Letting you know that they're a part of the black mass or the satanic mass, right? Let's continue. Now, another thing that I saw with Love Cat was that she had this infatuation with either cherries or black cats and the moon a lot of times, right? But this chick right here, JT, she has a lot of photos where she's holding cherries, or she got cherries, two cherries somewhere around her in some way. And cherries in the pagan or in the occultic world, they symbolize a variety of things, but mainly love and fertility, right? Or in certain cults, for good fortune, as they put it, right? But you will see that thing with this chick as well as Love Cat. You're going to see that there's not saying that they know each other or that they're in alignment, but you can tell that they're being taught a lot of the same things, or that they figured out a lot of the same things either growing up or as they made their way into the industry, right? But let's continue. And again, we see her doing what? She's highlighting that left eye again. She's making sure to do this. This is not accidental, right? This is not a mistake when they're doing just so you can see it. You see it. It's a constant. It's a constant thing. So it's not accidental. It's not just them being stylish. They're trying to communicate something, right? But let's continue. All right, right here she is again. Notice the infatuation with the red, black, and white. Oh, then another thing that Love Cat would also show a lot are roses. All of this stuff, they take things and that's probably common to us in the modern world, but then behind closed doors they have an occultic significance, right? But we see right here she has an infatuation with that leopard print and that black and white for duality, or the black mass, or the satanic mass, right? Leopard print fucking balloon, leopard print bra, leopard print purse. What is this? leopard print background on her album cover, right? She's letting you know, and once again, she's highlighting, she's obscuring the right eye and highlighting the left eye, right? Now, this is her album cover. This is what she has on this cake right here. Let's continue. Now, I already covered, this is from a photo shoot, and I already covered this in the last video where the photographer, I wonder who the photographer is actually, but they seem to be trying to communicate something to the audience, right? Where you see that she has a lot of wires and cords coming from the back of her head. Now, if you watch the movie The Perfection, they showed a scene where the original prototype that the guy who ran the school raised up to become a major star. And there was a scene where they shaved her head bald, and it flashes to a scene where she got a shaved bald head and like cords and prods hooked up to the back of her head, right? This is to let you know that she's an MK program asset, right? I think it was Donny Hathaway that talked about how he woke up, or his friend said that he told him that he woke up and his mind was, or his head was hooked up to computers. He said they were trying to steal his ideas, right? But most likely he was also a program asset. By that time, they had pretty much fleshed out the MK program. So a lot of the celebrities that you see coming out of the 50s and up, many of them are program assets or plugged into the establishment, right? But let's continue. All right, here she is again, right? Notice whenever you see that infatuation with leopard print, and here's the thing, it's not to say that anybody who's wearing this color scheme or has leopard print is a part of something. No, that's not what I'm saying. But in the MK world, in the occultic world, these things have different levels of significance. The leopard print and many other symbols are utilized as a reinforcement mechanism for their programming, right? So they'll look down at a certain symbol or a certain print, and if it's always surrounding them, it keeps their programming reinforced, right? In the book, Thanks for the Memories by Bryce Taylor, she talked about how her and her brother would constantly jam metal objects into the electrical socket to shock themselves, because they were programmed to do that, to shock themselves in order to reinforce their MK Ultra programming. It keeps their programming locked in place, locked in order as they grow up, and even in adulthood, right? But let's continue. Right, now here she is with the checkerboard. And once again, what? The red, black, and white for the black mass, the black and white for duality, right? The red for the blood sacrifice. Or as Michael Jackson put it, the blood on the dance floor. Right? It doesn't really get that much more obvious, much more clear than what she's already depicting, what she's showing you. She's letting you know what she's a part of. Right? Whether even she totally understands it or not is irrelevant, because a lot of these people, they're so damn bugged out due to a lot of the various levels of programming and torture that they've experienced to enforce or crack the personality of the person in order to insert various alters, right? But let's continue. Right, now here she is again, right? She just to give you a close up. The red, black, and white for the black mass. The red, the black and white for the duality, because that's a major concept in that occultic world, or in the witchcraft world. Duality, right? Red and blue, black and white, colors that are opposite or opposing, ideas that are opposite or opposing, promoting the concept of as above, so below, or the Hegelian dialect, right? But yeah, I'm going to continue this in part 3.